Hi, what's up everyone? I'm GCROCK and thank you for tuning in to this evening's video. I've just got done with a watch party for Ubisoft Forward where the Division 2 was there and they made a big announcement, I want to say. Now, a lot of people are not happy. There's a lot of questions. Some people are very happy. We're going to digest it all in this video. I'm not going to be showing you any of the trailers or anything like that because I'm sure you've already seen them. If not, just look back at my stream earlier today. It's all on there in the pre-show and after show. But it was very good. Now, I'm quite positive about all of these changes. I'm going to discuss as I go why and what I think they mean for the future of this game. Also, there's a few Easter eggs I want to say in the footage that we watched that I'm also going to discuss as well. I think it's kind of like a little pointer at future content. So without further ado, we're going to get into the patch notes for tomorrow's season. Season 1 of Year 6, where it's going to go live, is called First Rogue, and we're going to go over all of the details that were announced in today's big update. So first, it's the patch notes. I'm not going to read through this word for word. We're just going to go over it and discuss it as we go. I will link these in the video description if you do want to go and have a look yourself. So Year 6, Season 1, First Rogue. The contents here, we've got the First Rogue Manhunt, First Rogue Calendar, 1 Endgame, Gear, Weapons and Talents, Apparel Events, and Season Pass. So let's just have a read of this. So Year 5, Season 3 ended with a shocking revelation. Rogue Agent number 1 and sworn nemesis of the Division, Aaron Keener, is alive. In a hunt for the truth, Agent Kelso located him and decided to join forces with him. The line between light and dark agent and rogue keeps blurring as we learned that Keener was working with Fei Lao to undermine the Black Tusk and neutralize the Hunter threat during the event of Warlords of New York. Keener is coming to Washington, D.C. and he has sent us an invitation to parley. But first, we will need to pass his twisted trials and prove our worth. An alliance with Keener and his rogues could be the key to stopping Natalia Sokolova and the Black Tusk. But what will the cost be? Can Keener be trusted? Is the enemy of our enemy truly our friend? So we've got the calendar for Season 1. We can see that tomorrow, June 11th, this goes live. I believe it is getting updated about 8:30 a.m. UK. They expect it to be down for about 3 hours. So that'll be about 11:30 a.m. UK it goes live. I'd expect some delays though. Quite often they do have them. Keep in tabs with my live stream tomorrow or their Twitter feed to see when it goes live. We've got July 9th, Target Hercules, August 6th, Target Leto, and then September 3rd, Target Nyx, I think that's pronounced. 1 Endgame, June 11th, so this is some big changes that we're going to be discussing in today's video. And we've got the Crossroads Apparel event. Apparently, the Crossroads is a series of books. I'm thinking, is this like a licensed apparel event? It kind of seems like that. And does that pave way for future apparel events like this, where things are now going to be referenced or licensed to other things outside of the division? It'd be interesting, but that's the Crossroads. It's basically like a trilogy of books I was told in the live stream earlier. I've never heard of it, but that's the apparel event. Now, 1 Endgame, we will be going through the discussion around this in the other article in a moment. But with Year 6, Season 1, First Rogue, we are unifying the Division 2 and Warlords of New York DLC owners into 1 Endgame. This was kind of like the big announcement, and a lot of people wasn't happy because they wanted, I don't know, new content, new modes, new incursions, and I do believe all that is to come. But first, what they wanted to do was allow everybody to be able to play their content. And how they're doing this is from tomorrow, if you do not own the expansion, you're able to get to level 40 in DC, and then you'll unlock all of the content that is associated with the expansion, but just not the map and the story. So the Iron Horse Raid, the Paradise Lost Incursion, Countdown, Summit, all the gear and all the exotics that come along with that are going to be available to you. You're going to have that once you reach level 40, even if you don't own the expansion. And if you purchase the expansion, that now unlocks the extra story content with the Warlords of New York map. You'll get the New York map, you'll have all those extra missions and that story. So that's what the expansion is going to get for you now. I think this is such a wise move on their front because they're trying to get everybody, I'm going to say, access to the whole game before they deliver more content, which is then going to be for everybody, not just expansion owners, and this will lead all the way to the DLC. Now, not only this, now I am a relatively new PC player to the Division 2. I used the main PlayStation, and I've always said I wouldn't mind some story reruns like they did in the past, because I have missed that much on PC, and I've just, all those rewards that I had on PlayStation, it kind of sucks that I can't get them again. Well, upon reaching level 40, the endgame will be available to all agents, and this includes all level 40 items implemented in the past years, seasons and all their activities, so leagues, global events, apparel events, manhunts, including the new Year 6 Season 1 First Rogue Manhunt, level 40 game modes, the Summit Countdown, and the recently released Paradise Lost Incursion, as we just discussed. I think this again is a huge plus, especially for newer players or players that have been a little bit part. If there's stuff you have missed in the past, you're going to be able to get it now. I am going to continue a little bit because there's another big change coming tomorrow, and that's the removal of world tiers. This is no longer going to be a thing, and there's a lot of bullet points here of the changes that are coming with that. We're not going to go over all of that. You can read all this yourself if you want to with the link down below. They discuss commendations with the removal of world tiers. There was a commendation for hardcore. That's something to do with them. If you've already achieved that with the patch, you'll get to keep the patch. But for new players or returning players that haven't got this, you will not be able to get that commendation no more because there are no world tiers. Again, that was a hardcore commendation. But they are adding new descent commendations, which include reaching loop 6 3 times in descent, beat the nemesis in descent without equipping any exotic talents, complete 50 loops in descent, reroll talents 15 times in descent, and defeat the nemesis with a full squad without any of the 4 teammates going down during the run. I like the sound of that perfect descent. It sounds like a great challenge. The other things in the patch notes include things we've already discussed on the channel from the PTS with all new gear, weapons, and talents. I've been through this before a month or so back. We've discussed all this. So again, if you want to check all this out, it's linked in the video description. But we have 2 new exotics, I believe, a new brand set, a new gear set, some named items. And I wasn't too keen on it all myself, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow how it is and how it works. And then the apparel event. When the event is active, you can earn apparel cash keys, as we know, and we can unlock loads of items. And this is what I was saying before, Crossroads. So in Season 1, First Rogue, we are launching an apparel event called Crossroads. This apparel event will include items that will allow players to wear the attire of their favourite characters from the Operation Crossroads trilogy, which is a series of novels. So I kind of like this direction. It might, like I said, lead way for like future licensed apparel events or themes. I like it. And then we've got the season pass as well. This is going to work exactly the same as it has before. It'll be about 1,000 Phoenix credits, which is about £10 or $10 there. You're going to get 10 weapon skins, 10 gear dyes, 2 vanity outfits, and 1 face mask for that season pass. And for the first time ever, this is going to be available to everyone that plays the game. Prior, you had to own the expansion to take part in the seasons. With all this endgame change and opening it up to everybody, if you don't own the expansion, you can still take part in this. So I think, again, that's such a cool thing to do. And finally, I nearly missed this off the stream earlier, but they did include this at the end. They say, and last but not least, to help agents stay fresh under the scorching sun in Washington, D.C., we'll be hosting a special summer event in August. More information to come. Now, that's just before the next season. This season goes through to September, so August is just before that. It'll probably be close to when this season ends. And I imagine that's where I'm going to guess they're going to announce Season 2 and any plans they have for that. Now, I'm going to just switch to this other document that they released today as well. Year 6, the Division 2 road ahead, because we've got a bit of a roadmap here. So I haven't really read through this. We'll read through this together now. Welcome to Year 6 of Tom Clancy's The Division 2. As we reflect on the past year, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. Year 5 was filled with exciting updates and improvements from Project Resolve to the unexpected story twist in Season 3. Now, as we embark on Year 6, we are thrilled to unveil what's in store for our dedicated agents. So tomorrow is the start of Season 1, and we get one endgame, which is what we've just discussed. Season 2, which will be towards the end of the year, will be revamped Seasons 2.0, whatever that is. And then the DLC is going to come just after that for, it looks like, just before Season 3, I want to say, or as part of Season 3, or just after Season 2. It's kind of in the middle there, right? But 2025 DLC is placed in the middle of Season 3 and Season 2. So we are safe to kind of assume that this is going to be about January, February time, nice and early in the year without any more delays, just because it's in the middle there. And then obviously there's Season 3, where they're talking about updated player expression. They go on more about this as we go. So Year 6 is a year of transformation as we gear up to deliver even more thrilling content to enhance your gaming experience, with 3 seasons planned, each bringing fundamental changes to the end game and our seasonal model. We are committed to taking the game to new heights of accessibility and engagement. The first season of Year 6 First Row kicks off on June 11th. Aaron Kino will make a return to Washington, D.C. and will invite you to embark on a dangerous journey to uncover his true intentions. Learn more about all the new gear available for Season Pass owners in our Year 6 Season 1 First Row patch notes, which we've already gone through. So one Endgame, what is this? The Division 2 Endgame offers a wealth of content, providing hundreds of hours of gameplay, acknowledging that some players did not have access to this content. We are excited to announce that in Year 6, we'll be making the Endgame accessible to all Division 2 players. Our goal is to bring all Division 2 players up to level 40, ensuring that everyone can fully enjoy the new content we are developing. With the start of Year 6 Season 1, players can reach level 40 without owning the Warlords of New York expansion and get access to the past and future endgame content. Activities such as incursions, seasons, man-hunts, countdowns, and raids previously available only to Warlords of New York owners are now accessible at level 40 for all Division 2 players. I just want to pause there. Just notice how it says incursions, countdowns. Interesting. We'll discuss more about that in a few moments. The change benefits all players, ensuring a level playing field in terms of content access. Players who did not own Warlords of New York can now experience and enjoy the true endgame, while those who are already there will witness the matchmaking queues filling up with new players and a new life taking over in the social aspects of the game. Seasons 2.0. Now, there's a lot of discussion about this and complaints. So let's have a read what they say and I'll share my thoughts. So seasons were introduced in the Division 2 in March 2020 with the release of Warlords of New York. They've become a key aspect of the endgame, yielding positive results that have strengthened player engagement. However, after 4 years, this model has reached its limit. We have gained valuable insights into what works and what doesn't, and with each new season, it has become a bit harder to bring novelty and surprises. To prepare for the game's future, we needed to reevaluate our seasonal model, update it, and equip ourselves with the right tools to make each season truly unique. Seasons 2.0 will offer an exciting mix of new gameplay elements, new story, and rewards, all presented in a fresh way that allows for greater creativity and surprise. At the core of this new model is a major shift, the introduction of seasonal characters. So we're going to stop there. Seasonal characters is something I hated the idea about when I first played Diablo. Never even played the game long enough to reach that. Not sure how this will work, apart from, yes, we're all going to have to start new characters tomorrow from level 1. And you're going to do that every season. Now, at the end of every season, all of your XP and rewards will transfer to your main character, and you'll get that character to use. So it sounds. Now, I'm going to talk more about my opinion on this in a moment, but let's carry on. By focusing the season experience on new characters exclusively, we can create something unique each season with much more control over general balancing and player experience, without being constrained by the legacy of each individual existing characters. Each season is meant to be experienced from level 1, featuring a fully revamped and accelerated progression designed to swiftly guide players to the end game while gradually introducing all game mechanics to prepare them for level 40. Seasons will offer a flexible structure, allowing players to progress in many ways, but also provide clear guidance with series of objectives and projects to accompany players through the progression journey. To create and maintain an ever-fresh experience, each season will introduce a new set of gameplay modifiers, enabling new playstyles and challenges that will require re-evaluation of established strategies and builds. At the end of each season, all your hard-earned XP and rewards will be transferred to your main characters, while seasonal characters will be added to your roster. Now, it sounds to me like they've kind of took the global event element and they're going to introduce this into your seasonal character. That's what it sounds like with the modifiers. They do talk about Manhunt 2.0, which we'll discuss in a second. That's going to help you advance through these characters all the way to level 40 with weekly scout missions. And it does say it's going to be a faster process, so accelerated progression. So don't think you're going to have to start at level 1 and go to level 40 as if you're a new player. It feels like it's going to be quite quick and streamlined, and it's doing it for fun. Basically, they're saying, let's take all your builds away from you and let's have some challenge. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this yet, but I'm not going to know until I try it. Can't really give my opinion, but I do know a lot of the audience in my streams today hated this idea. And like I said, for Diablo, when I first played that, I kind of didn't like the idea of seasonal characters, but having never played a system like this, I can't give an opinion right now. I'm going to go live tomorrow. We're going to play this. We're going to see what it's about. So Manhunt 2.0. Manhunts have also undergone a transformation in Year 6 with the introduction of weekly scouts that offer engaging activities for seasonal characters, and with scouts, the Manhunt story will now progress weekly instead of monthly. I do like this because a lot of feedback was, I hate having to wait so long to progress. Having it weekly is much better in my opinion. This is offering an additional activity to engage in without disrupting your season progression. And as always, the Manhunt events will conclude with a new climax mission, but with a twist. The introduction of a new difficulty level called Master. The Master difficulty will be available on the top of the existing climax mission's difficulties, normal through to heroic, providing a challenging gameplay experience that is tailored for a team of 4 players. So if you think about Manhunts now, we have that climax mission at the end. We're still going to have that. But once we complete that, we can go again on Master, which is designed for 4 players. I was speaking with Pony, our server admin, and he said this could be a clever little way of kind of like filling that gap in between, I don't know, your general missions, legendary, and incursions. He was like, think of this as like a potential incursion at the end of every season. Now we know that's not going to be the case, or at least we think we know. But think of it like that. I'm guessing it's going to be real difficult and probably a step up from legendary the way that it sounds. Player expression is something that was also shown on that roadmap. Later in the year, we are thrilled to introduce an array of enhanced player customization features. The Division 2 offers a wide range of options to customize your character, and to enhance your experience, we are excited to introduce a streamlined customization flow. This new approach will consolidate all customization features into a single, user-friendly interface, simplifying the process of personalizing your character to suit your style and making it more enjoyable. Furthermore, we are exploring new ways to showcase your characters in existing menus and allow you to proudly display your achievements. And finally, the DLC. They say, and finally, Year 6 will culminate in a new story DLC that takes place back to where it all began, Brooklyn, New York. Stay tuned for more updates on this exciting new chapter in the world of the Division 2. Get ready to dive into the action, uncover new mysteries, and experience the thrill of Year 6 in Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Let's make this year one to remember, the Division team. I'm going to share a little bit of an opinion on all of this in a moment, but first, let's just go back to the Ubisoft clip. At the start, I said there's something in here that I felt was like a little bit of an Easter egg. There's 2 things. Hello pointed me to one, and I just noticed it while recording this video, and we kind of spoke about it in notes there for a second thing. So I'm just going to scrub this forward. Now notice on this cutscene, you're going to have Fei Lao on the laptop. Now, I'm just trying to get what that text said. Remote database purge. Just notice that gets interrupted before that finishes. Now, there's a lot of rumor Fei Lao isn't dead. I don't know if that's another tease that could be the case. Just thought I'd mention it. But also, in terms of content, one of the biggest complaints today was where's the new content? And you've got to trust in the process. I do think there is a lot coming. They speak a lot about being prepared for what is to come and the content ahead. They wanted to make it accessible for everybody. They've done that. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a new incursion before the DLC. And the reason being is just this. On the trailer, I don't know whether this was made before they made some final decisions, but they're using the word incursions again, plural, not just one. There's more than one. Well, at the minute we only have one. So I'm gonna say it's safe to assume that before the DLC, we're going to get another incursion. I think there is some more content to come. We have the summer event in August with the announcement for Season 2, I imagine. So I don't think there's no content coming. To see this, like they said, this is going to be the start of things to come. And I think there's more down the line. And the proof's kind of there in these little takes, I guess. Like, why would you put an S on the end there? There's other stuff. Oh, yeah, and in the text it said countdowns as well. That could have been an error. There's just countdown on this. But I'm thinking maybe a new countdown map, potentially. Who knows? One thing's for sure, though, like, Division 2 is alive and kicking. They're making so many changes to the game that's just making it so much better for new and returning players and the whole fan base. Now, I would agree that if you are like a veteran player, you play this all the time, none of this is that exciting. It's not to the eye, I guess, but I think deep down, if you just dig, there are some big positive changes that are just trying to get you more engaged with the game again, so you're not just doing the same thing over and over. And as I said, they're paving way for what is to come. So just think future, think long term. We know we have a DLC coming. I think that's like our saving grace in everything at the start of next year. So it seems we're going to have a brand new story DLC. This is probably going to be an expansion like Warlords of New York, which will be paid, and there'll be tons of content that comes with that, whether that's a new raid, new incursions, or whatever, new game modes. I imagine there's big plans for the rest of Year 6 and Year 7, and maybe even beyond. Star Wars Outlaws is nearly finished. That's releasing August 30th. We know once that game is finished, the team's going to be moving on to Division 3. That's at least 3 to 5 years away, I'd say. There's a long time left in the Division 2. A long time. They're prepping well for that, and I think this is looking good for the future of the game leading up to the Division 3, with a lot of things they're probably going to test. That's my opinion. It's not been like groundbreaking news today that's going to bring everybody back to the game right away, but I am happy that they are making some great changes to the game and they're thinking of the future. A lot of time I heard people complain saying they need to fix the game first. They need the game in a better position before they just keep on releasing content. You hear this comment a lot, and that's exactly what it appears that they are doing to me. They have made some great changes to the game, some great bug fixes. They have Project Resolve. They're now moving on to making it more accessible, bringing everybody back together, not keeping us separated. They're making smart moves. I do think there's a lot more coming as well. Thank you for watching this update today. I just wanted to give you a recap on today's Ubisoft Forward event and my thoughts on that. Do share yours down in the video comments below. I'll be streaming all day tomorrow from the moment this goes live until I reach season track level 100, I hope. And we'll check out all this new seasonal character and things like that. We'll check out everything. Come and tune in. Hit like, hit subscribe, come and check out our Discord. Until next time, thank you for watching. Stay safe and peace out.